Hello internet, and welcome back to the most inquisitive channel on YouTube, Life's Biggest Questions, the place where we're not afraid to confront the most disturbed memories of our childhood and a lifelong fear of animate, horrifying porcelain dolls. What's going on, guys? As per usual, I'll be your disembodied voice, Jack Finch, as we crank up the gas, hope that the neighbours aren't still home, light a match and throw it on in, and perpetually ask the question, what if the Chucky doll was real?
Chucky, wanna play?
Because, well, we all know the instant answer to this question. We'd kick that little bleeder like a football as far as we could, because dolls are creepy, aren't they? Yes, I have a fear of uncanny animate dolls, and you're about to find out why. Before we jump into that whole tirade though, you know how it goes. Question is, if you're a fan of Child's Play, Chucky the doll, or just Life's Biggest Questions in general, then be a dear and hit that thumbs up button, as well as that subscribe bell, so you can stay up to date with our latest and greatest questioning uploads. If you know anything about the Child's Play franchise, then you'll know that it's one of the most beloved franchises in the horrifying world of horror, and has gone on to spawn 7 movies in the doll-based series. Chucky made himself known during a period of oversaturation in the genre, yet still stands as one of the most recognisable horror icons of all time, alongside Freddy Krueger, Jason Voorhees, Ghostface, Pennywise the Clown, Michael Myers and Leatherface. Created by writer-director Don Mancini, the pint-sized terror first made his appearance in 1988's Child's Play, which at the time was hit by a storm of controversy after mass protests called for the film to be banned, claiming it would incite violence in children. This panic would continue to haunt the franchise for the remainder of its run, despite director Tom Holland publicly stating that viewers of horror movies could only be influenced by their content if they were unbalanced to begin with. In the film series, Chucky, who is based on a good guy's doll, a popular children's toy, is actually the trapped soul of a horrific serial killer known as Charles Lee Ray, or the Lakeshore Strangler. During an altercation with a homicide detective, Charles Lee Ray manages to transfer his soul into the doll using a Haitian voodoo spell, and thus spawns the crux of the franchise. I guess we can't really glaze over this point, because this essentially becomes the basis of our question. How the hell would the world react if people could just go around willy-nilly throwing their souls into inanimate objects? Hell, why would they even stop there? There's a semblance of immortality that comes with melding your mind to a porcelain doll, right?
Now it's time to play.
So you can forget about people peacefully passing away around their loved ones. That's a thing of the past. We'd have an entire new generation of immortal pensioners living it up at doll-based raves, or cramming into a beach in Cancun at spring breakneck speed. And why stop there? We don't have to confine it to just old age pensioners. Anyone who would otherwise desire to remain anonymous could utilize this function. Secret agents could be mailed to their destination country as unassuming Action Man dolls, G.I. Joes or Kim Possible figurines. There'd be a mass panic at border control and customs, fearful as to whether the next doll-shaped package would bring about the demise of their government. Well, maybe I'm getting ahead of myself, because as we know, the real question is specifically, what if the Chucky doll was real? Well, guys, I hate to break it to you, but it kind of is. Well, the basis of it anyway. Sit tight, because if you don't know this story, then you will soon.
Nothing like a strangulation to get the circulation going.
In 1904, a doll that was manufactured by the Steiff Company of Germany was purchased by a grandfather for his grandson, a Robert Eugene Otto, a child of a prominent Key West family in Florida. The doll was given to Robert as a birthday gift, where he dressed the doll in its characteristic sailor's suit and became so attached to it that it almost became a part of the family, sitting at the table during dinner time, accompanying Robert on his trips, and even sleeping in the same bed. It was very much more than just a doll. It had a life of its own. Well, you can figure out what we're getting at here. As with most of these things, it wasn't all hunky-dory. As the legend goes, the doll had supernatural abilities that would eventually lead to such misfortune for the family that the reverence given to the doll didn't come from love or adoration, but for fear of what he might do next. Kind of sounds like someone we know, eh? There are several variations to the legend, most of which all admit that the doll would regularly move on its own accord, change its facial expression and make giggling sounds. As one tale goes, the doll wasn't given to him by his grandfather, but a young girl of Bahamian descent that gave the doll to Robert as a retaliation to a wrongdoing. And get this, it was believed that the doll was birthed from voodoo mysticism, containing the trapped soul of an ancient evil spirit. Sound familiar? You betcha.
I can't think of a thing to say.
Robert the doll is still kicking about to this day after being donated to the East Martello Museum back in 1994 and is passed around the country as a popular tourist attraction for the paranormal. And it's funny to think as we contemplate our hypothetical scenario that that's how Chucky the doll would probably end up. Yeah, throughout the film series he's destroyed, in inverted commas, time and time again, yet always comes back trying to kill his next victim. In reality, we'd probably just get bored of him, lock him in a glass box somewhere and pay $20 a ticket. It's a sad existence really, isn't it? Well, what do you guys think would happen if Chucky the doll was real? Agree with our analysis? Then speak your mind in the comment box down below. If you enjoyed this LBQ, then be sure to leave us a thumbs up, and if you'd like to continue on with your questioning binge, then feel free to hit that playlist floating shortly above. As always, I've been your host Jack Finch, you've been watching Life's Biggest Questions, and until next time, you take it easy.